This next recipe is one that I make very frequently, called chicken and rice. And so I'm starting with 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And I'm going to start by cutting any excess fat and checking for any bones. Chicken thighs are almost always will have a piece of bone somewhere where they weren't processed all the way. If you have rotisserie chicken or some already cooked chicken, or want to use any other cut of chicken, be my guest. It just will change your cooking times. And this is what I have on hand. A lot of times I use rotisserie chicken, but I try to make sure that I use the dark meat, just because it seems to cook better. It's more moist, it gives a better texture. Just preference, but use whatever you have. So I'm going to cut this up into a rough dice. Don't want super small, but you don't want super large pieces either. And thighs are really difficult to cut, so you probably won't get the perfect every piece is the same situation, and that's fine. As long as they're close in size so that they'll cook similarly, that's all that matters. So while I'm doing this, I have my rice cooking in a rice cooker. I find that's the easiest way, and I also like making chicken and rice where the rice and the chicken are cooked separately. Look, there's a piece of bone right there. If you look right here, there's actually 2 pieces of bone. That's why you definitely have to check over your chicken. But I like cooking my rice and my chicken separately because the rice keeps a better texture. And I'll actually make this recipe 2 different ways. Sometimes I make it where I pour my chicken and mushroom and basically gravy over top of the rice, and sometimes I go ahead and mix the rice in. Either way is fine. The biggest thing with keeping the rice and chicken separate is that you can reheat it better, and it does allow your rice to keep a better texture when you reheat it. Okay, so I got all the chicken chopped. I'm going to add some oil to my pan and put this on a medium high. And add my chicken. And I'm going to give that about 2 to 3 minutes to get mostly cooked. Okay, so my chicken's been cooking for a couple of minutes. Get it flipped over onto the other side. now I'm going to start adding some of my spices. I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of pepper. Half a teaspoon of onion powder. And I add onion powder instead of onions because I seem to have developed an intolerance for onions, and I can handle the powdered, but not the raw onions. Mix that around. Get everything cooking more. I see my chicken is almost done. So I'm going to add my jar of mushrooms. I did drain this jar. You're welcome to use fresh mushrooms if you have some. Let that keep cooking. Get those mushrooms nice and warm. I'm going to add a teaspoon of adobo seasoning. And this is your garlic and salt, oregano, some turmeric. Okay, so now that everything is cooked through, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. Mix that around. Let that cook for about a minute. You see already where it soaked up the excess oil that was in the pan. I'm going to turn my heat down to low. Now I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of heavy cream. And a tablespoon of soy sauce. Mix that up. Now this is a little dry, so I'm going to add 4 more tablespoons of heavy cream. Alright, gonna add my rice real quick. And this is 2 cups of cooked rice, so 2 cups of dry, which makes around 4 cups of cooked. We're going to give that a mix. And like I said before, if you would like, you can put rice in your bowl first and then put this mixture on top. Or you can mix it in. Whatever you would like. Okay, so just keep mixing until you have everything mixed together well. You may find you want to add a little more liquid depending on how you like your chicken and rice. I like mine more like a casserole and less like a gravy. So being on the thicker side doesn't bother me. Now this is great on its own, but you can also serve it with green beans or a salad or something like that to stretch it a little bit further, feed more people. And it's great as a leftover. So I'm going to add just a little bit of parsley on top. Give it a little extra, make it look fancy. And I've turned off my heat. And so all that's left is to plate it up. Get you a nice, good size helping. And that's it. Chicken and rice served.